Hello and welcome. Welcome. I am Margarita, and if we haven't met yet, I activate new Earth Leader entrepreneurs into activating their light and empowerment on the planet through opening their businesses and making impact in the world. And so I'm very excited because today is my first YouTube Live. And so I'm just going to roll with it. Today, by the way, is the Lunar New Year, marks the beginning of it. And so happy Lunar New Year. And today's topic is actually going to be focused on that. So today's topic is really called how to use the Lunar New Year energy of the wood snake to activate your power as a new Earth leader. So one of the things that you may or may not know about me is that I'm a licensed acupuncturist and a Chinese medicine practitioner, in addition to being an activator for the new code of power and helping and mentoring and coaching new Earth leaders on the planet. So today marks the beginning of the wood snake. So the wood snake in Chinese Zodiac signs. I'm not really super deep on zodiacs, but what I can say as a Chinese medicine practitioner is that this is a really powerful time for you to work with the snake energy, and not only the snake energy, but also the wood snake energy. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit more about the snake and the wood snake in particular, and how you can use that to really empower yourself as a new Earth leader, showing up and transforming and healing the planet. And so if you are a starseed, a light worker, a healer, an energy worker on the planet, then you're probably going to resonate with this, because there's a lot of energy moving on the planet right now. And it's really hard to sometimes stay grounded. And it's really important to stay grounded when we're doing this kind of work. So firstly, the snake. The snake itself in the zodiac, it's the sixth sign of the Chinese Zodiac, and it represents wisdom, intelligence, and self-control. But it's also considered kind of like a little dragon, and it's pronounced in Chinese Xiaolong. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And the snake skin shed, when we are shedding our skin, just like the snake. The skin snake's shed is referred to as the dragon's coat. And that's really interesting to me because I do work with dragons, my golden dragons. And so this was just something that really popped out to me. And I do know that a lot of folks that I work with also work with that high frequency dragon energy as well. So when the skin snake's shed, which is referred to the dragon's coat, it symbolizes good luck, rebirth, and regality. And the snake also symbolizes the pursuit of love and happiness. And so that's just something to really just keep in mind too, is that, the snake has a lot of symbolism, I'll call it. And also one of that snake symbolism is transformation, because of that skin shedding that snakes do. And so there's a lot of that energy. There's a lot of rebirth energy, a lot of, shedding our skin and really opening up into our new form. And so I'm going to speak into that in a little bit. So speaking to now the wood element. So there are, 5 elements in Chinese medicine, wood, fire, earth, metal, water. And so wood element in Chinese medicine represents a couple things. And I'm going to share with you what that looks like from a perspective of Chinese medicine. And, because there are a lot of people who like to talk about this stuff, especially when it comes to zodiacs, signs, and Chinese medicine stuff, but they aren't actually Chinese medicine practitioners on any level. And so there's kind of a level that's lost there. So I'm going to share with you what it really is about in terms of the wood energy and how you can really use that, because that's really important to be able to use that energy in a really powerful way. So in Chinese medicine, the element of wood is associated with the liver and the gallbladder organs. So every element is corresponding with 2 paired organs. And so with wood, it is liver and gallbladder. And as you'll be able to tell in a moment, the liver and gallbladder is super important. And the one that really stands out of this paired organ system is the liver. So the liver is considered the general of the army. So this is kind of like back in the day, ancient texts referring. It's considered the general of the army since its job is to course the free flow of chi. So chi is that energy that's within you, that surrounds you, that interconnectedness of all that we are. And so some people call it pranic energy, some call it plasma. So in other words, our chi, which is that vital life force that connects ourselves within and without with all living beings, is controlled by the liver. So if the liver is out of whack, obstructed or constrained in some way, our bodies register this as physical and or emotional pain. And I see this all the time in my private practice where patients will come in and they'll have, usually a physical issue. Usually there's some kind of physical issue they want some support around and some pain relief around, or just kind of moving the energy. And then I always find that oftentimes, unless it was some kind of result of direct physical trauma, that it is because of something energetically, and that's just been something that's been a kind of a power of mine to be able to just really work with those who have these psychosomatic, kind of spiritual somatic things that pop up, because that's also something that I had to figure out on my own personally. So that's why I'm really good at that. So that's why when there's any kind of energetic out of balance thing, anything that's out of harmony in the energy field, because what happens is that energetically, there's a lot of things that show up in the energy field. And when we don't pay attention to it, whether it be, something is out of our energetic integrity or something is out of balance within us energetically, and we don't deal with it, then it just becomes an energy that starts to kind of like take form. And it starts to get closer and closer to our bodies until it actually becomes a physical manifestation of that energetic imbalance, if that makes any sense. So, because it makes a lot of sense to me, because that's really, energy is everything, and it will actually physically manifest. So this is something that I've noticed. So when people are experiencing physical discomfort, having pain, and and it's not a direct result of physical trauma, then it's just something that has probably manifested in their energy field for quite some time, whether it be years or even just a few months, and it has become a physical manifestation so that we can address it within ourselves, because really that's what even pain is, right? Pain is just a sign from our bodies, hey, pay attention, this is not okay, this part of our body is not okay. And so then we can address it if we desire to take action and be proactive in our lives. So the wood element, also, the spirit of the liver is the hun. And the hun is basically referring to the ethereal soul. So as you can imagine, the liver in Chinese medicine and to Chinese culture is super, it's super deep. It's not just, it's just a physical liver and it helps you detox, right? And a lot of people, for those of us in the US, like I am, we really just kind of focus on kind of those Western aspects of the liver, but it goes so much deeper than that. And that's one of the reasons why I love 5-element theory, is because there's just so much profound spiritual and physical stuff going on, even in just our organs. So the spirit of the liver is the hun, or the ethereal soul, which allows us to fulfill our life purpose by giving us the direction and guidance. When the liver is unbalanced, it can surface as irritability, short temper, eye issues, weak tendons, blood flow issues, especially when you're having your period, if you're a woman, teeth clenching, and soft and brittle nails, among other symptoms. When our liver is balanced, however, we feel at ease, we feel the energy, and the blood flow is regular. The eyes are bright, tendons and joints are functioning optimally, and nails are strong. So that is all just corresponding with the liver energy. So that's just something important to note here. And then before I get into the wood snake tips for new earth leaders, I'm also going to mention that one of the amazing things that one of my superpowers is that I'm an activator of divine power codes in others, and I've also activated it at sacred temples all over the planet, such as Machu Picchu and Mount Shasta, for starters. And so this is just something that's one of my gifts that I share with the world. It also shows up with my sacred work, my private clients. And so I'm actually going to share with you, I have a couple of activations that I've done here on YouTube, but they're also a little older. And so this is going to be, I'm going to be doing an activation today to really anchor in the energies of the wood snake for the Lunar New Year, because it's really important to ground your energy. Because one of the things that I teach often is that it's not enough just to be really powerful and cosmic and high frequency with your work and all that stuff, but it's also about what you're internally cultivating on a regular basis, including when no one's watching you, because that is really the energy of cultivating your internal power, is just really showing up in the consistency of being grounded in your energy. And one of the things that I've noticed for a lot of people in the spiritual community is that they're not necessarily grounded. You know, they kind of value that spiritual upgrade and they value being spiritually uplifted. And sometimes they might even chase those bliss states, which I would not recommend, because life is all about the ebb and flow, right? And that's just how life is. So when you just only are chasing the bliss and only being in the high vibes, then you're actually not focusing on being embodied. And that's just one of the things that I'm sharing here as we're talking about the wood snake energy and how that feels in our bodies, is to really be connected to your physical embodiment. Because I mean, that's literally our whole purpose as souls and high frequency light beings who are embodied in human form. And that's actually one of the things that starseeds, I will say, they miss that in particular, that, you know, they just only feel that, okay, I'm just going to chase those high vibes, just good vibes only, and love and light and all that stuff. And if you know me and you've been watching my work for a while, I'm not down with that, because that is only half of being a starseed. If you're only up there in cosmic frequencies, then you're actually missing the other 50% of your entire being, which is being grounded in Gaia. Because that's just one of the things that's just super important, is that if you're not grounded in Gaia, then you are actually not anchoring your cosmic starseed frequency into the earth. And when you don't do that, then you are not able to fulfill your mission on this planet, because part of our mission on this planet requires us being grounded and being anchored in our physical being. And so one of the things that you'll notice, and speaking about, you know, the free flow of pain or the lack thereof when it comes to the wood energy of this Lunar New Year, is that I've worked actually with many starseeds. And a lot of the starseeds at the beginning, when I work with them, is that they experience a lot of physical pain. And a lot of times it's very enigmatic to them. They don't understand why it's happening, because, you know, there wasn't some physical trauma that happened to them, you know, in recent months, but all of a sudden they're having fibromyalgia, they're having constant headaches, they're having constant lower back pain or back pain in general, they're having a lot of neck pain, they're having a lot of physical actual pain. And usually that's coming across as fibromyalgia. Sometimes that's been the diagnosis they've been given, or they're experiencing a lot of chronic fatigue and that kind of thing. And, you know, one of the things that I've learned, usually as I've worked with certain starseeds, is that a lot of this comes up and shows up in the physical body for starseeds, because they are neglecting their physical body. They're neglecting that they're here on Earth, and, you know, they're still in this whole thing of like, I want to go back home. And, you know, the reality is that all starseeds who are incarnated on this plane, on the Earth plane right now, we all chose to incarnate at this time. So for you to kind of be in this place of, you know, I want to go back home, I don't want to be here, blah, blah, blah. That's really a place where there's opportunity to take ownership of your power and your power, specifically as a starseed. And that a big part of being in your power as a starseed is being embodied, being physically in touch with your body, being grounded in your lower chakras, which are the first, second, and third, and even the fourth chakra, the heart chakra, is considered part of that. And really being embodied and grounded in your physical embodiment and grounding your work on the earth plane. And so a lot of new earth leaders are spiritual entrepreneurs because typically that's their vehicle. That's usually our vehicle for light on the planet. It is that light vehicle. And so creating that foundation on the planet through our spiritual work with our spiritual business is really a very powerful physical way to anchor in our light on the planet, because then you can share it with the world. So all this to say is that being grounded in your physical body is also having to do a lot with any physical pains, right? So if you're a starseed and you're having a lot of physical pain, you might want to question whether or not you're really connected to your body, you're really tapped in and connected deeply with your physical embodiment, and really loving your body and loving that you are embodied in human form, because that's really part of our superpower as starseeds, and a lot of starseeds are actually missing that. So I'm now going to go into the wood snake tips for new earth leaders. So this is where I'm going to really kind of link how this lunar new year energy, and specifically the energy of the wood snake, considering everything that I've just talked about, how that all plays a part in you being more empowered as a new earth leader who is showing up with your spiritual business and helping more people in the world, because it's all related. So one wood snake tip for new earth leaders that I would say right now is to allow your old form to shed this year and embody the rebirth of your new higher form. So this is that snake energy, shedding that old skin, revealing that new vulnerable new form, right? And I know a lot of people right now are experiencing this, because I've been moving through a lot of it, especially last year, and really was happening before then. And I'm knowing that a lot of people are experiencing this shift. And it's not just a little baby shift, although those are great too. But it's a huge transformational thing where a lot of things are getting, upheavaled. There's a lot of upheaval in your life where you may not be feeling super settled right now. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of dysregulating the nervous system, not only just within the world, but within our lives, and a lot of times the out within, so without thing. And so when you are super connected to who you are, and you've got these tools in place, these practices. I mean, I've got a lot of tools and practices in place myself as a new earth leader who shows up and has, who's a spiritual CEO of her own business. There are always tools that you always get to draw upon. And we're even being invited to try out new tools and be more expansive with our toolbox, so that we can not only be more grounded and be more connected to our physical body, but to be really connected to what we're opening into and this new form that we're opening into. So allow yourself to shed that snake skin energy, that old form of who you've been, and to allow yourself to feel safe in that moment, because a lot of people resist their own growth, which only, to be honest, that just leads to stuckness. It leads to stagnation in your body, which can create physical pain, because that's literally the whole premise in Chinese medicine, is that if you don't have free flow of qi in your body, and it's moving throughout your body, and all of a sudden it gets stagnant and stuck, that creates a block in your body, and any energetic blocks in your body creates pain. So that is just one thing to consider. But also when you allow yourself to move and be with the flow and to be in the trust, because that's another thing that a lot of people in the spiritual community, they like to talk about just being spiritual and high vibe, but they're not actually deepening the trust in the mystery of their own journey. Meaning, are you trusting yourself? Are you trusting your path? Are you trusting God, creator, great spirit, universe, source, whatever you want to call it? And, there is a level of trust that we are being invited to open into and to surrender to. And a lot of times that's kind of where where we bump up against, right? Because if we are resisting our own growth, resisting our own flow, and I see this happen often with, I've seen it happen with clients, and I've seen it happen in the spiritual community too, where they're like, oh my God, got to put the brakes on. It's moving too fast. And then you create stuckness in your life, and then you don't know why it happened. It's because you are putting the brakes on your own acceleration and power and growth and expansion. And so allow yourself instead to lift your foot off the gas and to allow yourself to be in the flow of all this energy that is happening right now and the acceleration that is here for all of us. It's here for all of us. And it's basically up to us whether or not we're going to accept that flow, accept that acceleration, accept that upgrade in our lives. And in order to do that, you need to allow your old skin, your old form to fall away, knowing that you are completely held, knowing that you are completely safe, knowing that you are okay, right? And just knowing that from the deepest levels of your being, because myself included, we all experience instances, situations, life events in our life. And a lot of us have been experiencing that in the past year, and more specifically in the past 4 years. And a lot of that gets to be surrendered to, right? And so all of this, all this movement, all this stuff, we get to allow it to go. And you get to allow it to go from a place of knowing deep within and knowing that you're okay. And so that's just really, really important to know. So allow your old form to shed this year and embody the rebirth of your new higher form. And as you can probably guess, that means that you're going to need to allow yourself to be okay with change. Like, I don't know necessarily anyone who's like, oh, this is awesome, my whole entire life is going to fall apart, right? And it doesn't always need to fall apart, but oftentimes when we're shedding our old skin, that means we are going to really let go of a lot of things that are not aligned for us. And that means relationships that are no longer aligned. That could mean ways of living that is no longer aligned. That could mean moving to a place that is more aligned for you. That was something that I experienced. And that's why I moved from New York City to Sedona after living in New York City for 33 years. Mainly the call was because Gaia called me here to do some work. And so that's why I moved, because that's literally that's how much I obey that inner intuition and that God frequency. And when it flows in, I just take action. So that is why I moved here to Sedona, because of that calling, which then really was more alignment for me. And so if you're being called forward to be more in alignment with who you are, but you're seeing that certain things are starting to shift in your life, whether it be, the way you do business, the way you're doing a day job, maybe I'm seeing a lot of people do this where they're shifting from having a day job that has a steady paycheck, which is really kind of an illusion there. And then they're going into their higher work and their sacred work. And then they find me. And then that's why we end up doing work together, because I help them step up into their power in that next level and initiate that, essence and that new timeline in their field. And I activate that in their field. And then they move forward with my guidance as a mentor and a coach into that next level of higher New Earth leadership for themselves. People are changing, people are experiencing a lot of things. And so if you're seeing that in yourself, allow the shift. And you can always check in with yourself and just check in and be like, is this aligned? It's not, will I feel good about this? Because not everything we feel aligned with is going to feel good. And that's just the honest truth. And so if you're avoiding pain, then you're actually just not going to grow. So my invitation is to, instead of using the criteria of, is this something that I want? Or is this something that will make me feel good? Instead, the criteria, especially if you're a new earth leader, our criteria isn't, is this going to give me good vibes, right? Eventually, it will always end up in good vibes. But initially, anything that is aligned for you, sometimes it feels amazing, right? And sometimes it is the most challenging thing you will ever experience. But you get to be open to that because, and for me, I've been moving outside of my comfort zone, even including, for instance, doing my first YouTube live today when I've never done it before in my life and I don't know how everything works. And that's why I ran a little late today, because I was like figuring out some of the tech in the back end. But here I am, right? And here I am doing the training and sharing with you this powerful information around the Lunar New Year with the wood snake and how to apply that as a new earth leader. So number 2, my second wood snake tip is to just really being in the knowing of this next sentence. It is safe for me to pursue my highest love, happiness, wisdom, and purpose. So these elements that I just mentioned are all connected to the snake. These properties of pursuing your highest, pursuing and going for it, this energy around wisdom, intelligence, opening up into your purpose in a new light. This is all energy of the wood snake. And, one other aspect of the wood element is that it's very yang in nature, which means there's this energy of upwards and outwards movement. That's just the energy of yang, right? And that's also that divine masculine energy, which is very much like moving up and out, extending into the universe. And when you're also connected to that, you take action. And that's also part of the divine masculine, is taking action. And that's one of the mistakes I might see actually a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs make and people in the spiritual community, is they're only in what they think is called the divine feminine when they're actually just being passive. And the divine feminine is not passive whatsoever. It's a different kind of energy from the divine masculine. And then sometimes they may even kind of like put down the divine masculine for having that upwards and outwards movement and for the energy taking, because they confuse it for kind of the toxic masculine energy, which is not divine masculine energy, which is all about, that aggression and the pushing and shoving and, doing things to manipulate people and that kind of thing. That's not the divine masculine. The divine masculine holds the divine feminine energy. It creates foundation and structure for the divine feminine energy to be held, right? And then when you are in that kind of harmony of that divine masculine and divine feminine within, then you are able to be in full creation mode as a creator being. So that said, pursuing your highest is an aspect of that unified power within you. And that wood snake energy is giving you a lot of that frequency and kind of like that cosmic gentle nudge to open up in a more powerful way and to understand that it is safe. It is safe for you to be having big dreams. It is safe for you to go for what your heart is really desiring, because your heart is actually a key to your power, and anything that you are avoiding in looking at it yourself actually is the key to your divine power. And so that's really important to notice. So, allow yourself to connect in with this energy right now. It is safe for me to pursue my highest love, happiness, wisdom, and purpose. And just allow that energy to sink in as truth, as reality, as a physical, embodied knowing in your whole being, in all that you are beyond time and space, that yes, absolutely, it is 100% safe for me to pursue my highest with love, happiness, wisdom, and my purpose, and to experience that greatness, right? Because that's really part of your destiny. And so allow that kind of mantra to just sink in into your heart, into your root chakra, and just allow that to really be a knowing within, where you feel, yes, that is true. It is safe for me to go for my highest and what's here for me, and to go for my destiny and to fulfill my purpose. Because it is safe for you to experience that. So wood snake tip number 3 for new earth leaders is connect with your vital life force energy within. See how it is related to all living beings and be in the free flow of your chi. So there are many ways you can do that. You know, if you have your tools as an energy worker, a healer, a new earth leader, a visionary on this planet, you've got your tools already and you are working with them. And, you know, one of my non-negotiables that many of you may know of that I do already because I talk about it ad nauseum is meditation. I meditate every single morning whenever, you know, once I get up, that's the first thing I do. And usually if I am left to my own devices, I will go and meditate for like at least an hour, because then that allows me to go deep, deep, deep and do some, you know, work, because I will actually do some work on my DNA, on shifting certain things in my timeline. A lot of that is also prayer to God and really connecting to that God frequency within myself and really connecting with my star family and my team of light in general. And so that is just really a non-negotiable for me. And that is one way of really connecting with your vital life force energy. Because here's the thing, when you connect with your vital life force energy on a regular basis and you are cultivating it on a regular basis, meaning like daily with whatever tools that you use, then you will, as the name implies, you will cultivate your energy, your chi, your vital life force, and it will build and build and build, and it will give you more energy. And one thing that I see some people do in the spiritual community is that when they're not embodied, going back again to the embodied piece, is that if they're not embodied, meaning they're not connected to their body, they're not connected with who they are, there's maybe some resistance to their higher work, or maybe they haven't fully accepted their gifts and abilities as an empath, a light worker, a starseed, or what have you, then that actually will create fatigue. That will create fatigue. Whenever you are fighting against who you really are as a spiritual being embodied in human form, whether that be you're running away from your body, you're running away from being connected to your body, you're running away from being on planet Earth, you know, for those people who are like, I want to go back home. Or if you are, you know, not dealing with your emotions and your feelings, or you've got a lot of unhealed traumas, or you're trying to be something that you're not, and you're not connected to your own authenticity and connected to the power of yourself, that creates exhaustion. That creates mental fatigue, because it takes a lot of energy to be something that you're not. It takes a lot of energy to be something that you're not. It takes a lot of energy to do something that you don't want to do. It takes a lot of energy to be something that you're not. It's exhausting. And I've treated many, many patients who have been dealing with that. And I've also worked with a lot of clients who initially felt that way. And then we did work together, and then they created some massive breakthroughs and shifts in their lives around their own power and really embracing their power to the deepest and fullest expansion of their being and really activating that potential within them, because that's part of the work that I do. But that is why if you are trying to be something that you're not, you're trying to be someone else, or you see someone on social media and you're like, oh my God, they're amazing, or like, I'm not like that person, or whatever, and then you try to be like them, but it's not aligned with your being, because obviously you're not them and they're not you, then you will create a lot of discord internally within your energy field, because there's going to be this kind of, how would I put it? It's kind of like lack of integrity in your energy field. And so it'll create an energy leak in your field and in your body. And so you're going to be leaking out energy constantly from that little hole in your energy field, because there's a part of you that's not in integrity with your own being. And so that's kind of like a deep way to say, you know, be aligned with your energy, be aligned with your field, be aligned with who you are, and allow yourself to cultivate from a place of true presence, from deep integrity of who you are, who you really are, not what you're trying to be for other people so that you get accepted, right? Because that's kind of like part of one of the empath dramas that can happen if you're still not empowered as an empath. You will kind of feel other people's feelings and take them as your own, and then kind of dumb down your light and your shine so that you don't threaten other people. That is kind of a disempowered approach towards being an empath, because actually being an empath, speaking as one, it is a superpower. And you can use it for being more empowered in your business, being more effective in your work when you are working with your clients or working with your patients. And yeah, so connect with your vital life force energy within, and then allow yourself to see how it's all connected, and also see how all of this is connected. Everything we're experiencing right now, whether it be kind of like on the global level, or even just if you're just looking internally and just noticing how it's all connected. We're all connected. And this collective experience we're all having. And there's a reason why. And there's a reason why we're being invited to open up into what's next and what's deeper for us, because it's all about our growth and our evolution as a species, as humanity. So the last one, the wood snake tip number 4 for new earth leaders, how to use this energy as a new earth leader. Tap into your inner true power and allow yourself to receive clear direction and guidance towards your higher calling. The time to flow into your power is now. So this is really about allowing yourself to surrender to your own power, to allow yourself to embody and embrace fully and completely your true power that comes from within you. Because that's one mistake a lot of newbies on their path make, is that they think that their power comes from outside of themselves. They think that their power comes from an organization or a governmental agency or a person, or they depend their happiness on someone else and whether or not they're getting validation, and in order to feel worthy. All of that stuff is not power. Your power comes from within, and that's what I activate. It's those, and they're really latent. They're kind of like dormant and asleep, those power codes that we all have. We all have them. And it's about really activating that in such a way where it becomes activated from the DNA level within. And this is something that you will probably most likely experience when I do my activation in a moment, is just, it's a whole other thing. It's not Reiki. It's not typical energy work. It's really work that came online for me within the past 7 years, where really I will be leading you through what looks to be kind of a visualization or a meditation, but it's actually an activation of dormant power codes that are within your being, on the physical level, at the DNA level, on the energetic field. It's a multidimensional activation of your power and your light. And depending on if it's kind of a general activation like it'll be today, or you're doing one-on-one work with me and I am performing a very tailored, customized activation for your specific needs and what you're needing right now in order to really activate the next level of your power as it stands, you're going to feel it. And it's a whole multidimensional experience. So that said, tapping into your inner true power and allowing yourself to receive clear direction and guidance towards your higher calling. You should be doing that anyway, tapping into it. But this wood snake energy of the Lunar New Year, it's kind of the festivities will be going on for a couple days, but you're literally getting energetic, cosmic frequency backing you up right now to really tapping into your power. So you're literally getting that loving nudge from the universe, God, Great Spirit, Creator, however you want to call it, to open into your higher calling and to embody it. Because it's not enough to say, oh yeah, I've got a higher calling. When you're a new Earth leader, you're actually embodying it into your being, your physical being, your energetic being, all layers of your fields of energy that you possess. There are many layers. And also just being in the fullness of it. So I hope this helped you. I just covered, these aspects of the Lunar New Year, of the snake, because it's the wood snake this year, and gave you some understanding around the elements of wood, the elements of the snake and of wood, and how you can use those elements to benefit you as a new Earth leader. Gave you some tips on that. And now we're going to go into the activation. So my invitation to you right now is to just allow yourself to, if you are, on the sofa or your bed, go ahead and relax. Allow yourself to receive this. Or if you are sitting in a chair like me, then go ahead and just allow your spine to align and straighten, and just allow all those kind of chakras to line up. And just also allow yourself to be supported. Put your both feet firmly on the ground and allow yourself to be grounded. And just go in, yes, allowing yourself to accept, right? Just seeing some of the chat right now. So go ahead and just sink in. And I know there's a lot going on in your life. I know because there's a lot going on in mine, and it's beautiful, wonderful, exciting thing, full of potential. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world too, right? A lot of stuff going on in America, where I'm at, a lot of stuff going on in the world, wherever you're at. And for this moment, for the next couple of minutes, just allow that to just fall off your shoulders like water dripping and falling off your shoulders, right? Just falling off all the to-do lists, all of the, what you're going to make for dinner later today, all of the worries and concerns you have, all the things in your head. Just drop all that awareness down into your heart. And from this place, we're going to energize your heart. So go ahead and breathe in nice and deep into the heart center. Energizing the heart, and now exhaling from your heart, nice and easy. Allowing anything that doesn't serve your highest and doesn't serve your heart, let it go. Inhaling light into your heart again. And exhaling from the heart space. And inhaling light one more time. Heart light, and exhaling anything that doesn't serve your heart right now, letting it go from your heart. And dropping into the power of your heart right now. Surrounding us in a frequency of white light. And as I do, it's actually transforming anything that is not aligned with that pure white light, that pure high frequency of God light. It is now transmuting anything in your field that is not aligned with that pure essence of God light. So just allow that to transmute and transform anything. It could be something that's very old in your field that you weren't even aware of. It could be something that you are very much aware of. It could be something that's not super deep. It could be something very light. It could be something that is archaic. But just whatever it is that's ready to be transformed into light, just seeing it transformed quickly into light, moving, moving, moving. And now it's starting to create a light force energy, a little vortex of energy that is surrounding us right now, and it is moving gently yet powerfully. This energy of white light that is now surrounding us, and also surrounding us in a field of platinum liquid ray light. Now, this light is going to be very powerful because it is very strong. It's very protective. It's very high frequency. So anything that is not of high frequency is just getting ejected right now with a lot of love, but it's getting ejected. And allowing yourself to just be in this pristine energy. And in this moment, as we honor your energy and honor the energy of the wood snake energy that is here for us today for the Lunar New Year, allow yourself to let go of anything that is creating discord in your energy field, maybe even in your body, maybe it's even originating in your body. Allow yourself to just notice what is coming up for you with that. Maybe there's awareness that you have around it. Maybe you have no awareness around it at all. Either way is fine. And just allow it to lift, lift, lift into your awareness. Maybe it's just literally the awareness of your energy. Maybe you're aware that there's something there that is lifting, that has not served you. Anything that is not aligned with you opening into your divine purpose, your highest mission. It's now lifting, lifting, lifting into that superficial field of awareness where you're either aware that it is there, you just have a feeling it's there, or depending on which of your clairs is more prominent, for instance, if you're more clairvoyant and you take in your information through sight, you might notice that you're seeing something right now. It's coming into your visual awareness. Or maybe if you're clairaudient and you hear your intuition, you are hearing this awareness. You're hearing words, you're hearing energies coming in that is giving you a clue on what you are lifting off and away. And just allow yourself to connect with what that is right now, what that is lifting off of you, that is coming into your awareness and into your field. And allow yourself to connect in. What is it? Maybe it's just one word. Maybe it's a visual. Maybe it's something you're hearing. Maybe it's something that you're feeling in your body. If you're more clairsentient and you feel the energy. Or maybe you just know it because you're claircognizant and it just drops in as a knowing. However your awareness is, or even if it's not super clear yet, that's also okay. But just notice that it's there. There's this aspect that you've been holding, that you've been carrying, and it feels like it's been since last year versus 4 years ago or yesterday. And there's something that's been hanging out in your energy field that no longer serves. So just notice it, love it for creating that experience in your life so that you could transform into what you are currently transforming into right now. And this is part of you shedding your snake skin, shedding that old form. And you can say, thank you, I love you, and we're complete. And so with love, you can say, thank you for teaching me the wisdom. I've garnered the wisdom, and just allow yourself to trust that you have downloaded that wisdom and that you get to act from that wisdom within. And I now let you go. Just clearing your energy field of any of that kind of leftover energetic debris. And just noticing that it's left your field. It's not something that you are hanging on to that's keeping you heavy anymore. It's now lifted. And whatever this is, you may be aware of it. Maybe it'll kind of drop in what it has been at a later time. It's all good. And as that lifts off of you, just notice your body. Notice your energy field. Notice the lightness of being. Notice where you feel light. Maybe it's in your heart. Maybe it's at your root chakra, at your tailbone. Maybe it's at your throat chakra. Maybe it was something that needed to be expressed or said or released from your throat chakra. Or maybe it's from your higher consciousness at your pineal gland, Wherever it is, it's perfect. Notice where it is, and notice how light that feels. And now your highest self is coming through, regal and divine, proximal to God, connected to your God frequency. Your highest self is coming through, and I'm seeing your highest self just dropping a crystal shard. It almost looks like, it reminds me of kunzite, that gem kunzite, because it's like this pale lavender / rose color. And your highest self is just dropping it through the crown chakra at the top of your head. And it's traveling down, activating your pineal gland as it passes through. I see just kind of like pinging at your pineal gland, and it's opening up your pineal gland in this higher frequency, because now you are ready to receive that higher frequency from your highest self. Now that you've released whatever that needed to be released from your energy field and your being. And that crystal shard is now coming down, traveling down, passing through your throat chakra, opening up that field of energy at your throat chakra, opening and opening it up. So you might even notice the muscles around your neck and your throat kind of relaxing or opening. You might be able to kind of move your neck in a more limber, flexible way as a result. And now that crystal piece is traveling down past the high heart, which is that area between your throat and your heart, and plopping down into the heart center, your heart center. And as it lands in your heart center, it is activating the new plasma waves that are here for all of us. Activating this plasma field in your heart. You might even see it as waves kind of rippling out from your heart center. Rippling waves of plasma. And I'm seeing it as green. It's energizing as green. So there are a lot of beautiful colors going on with the rose lavender of this crystal shard that is activating. It's almost like it landed in your heart, and it was a key to your heart to activate that plasma stream and wave flowing from your heart out. Now it's flowing and it's bathing your organs, it's bathing your lungs, it's bathing your liver, it's bathing your kidneys, your heart, your intestines, small and large intestines, pancreas, spleen, all of your organs, and including the brain. All of your organs are being bathed with this plasma field of energy. And it's energized with the wood snake energy of your divine purpose, pursuing your divine purpose, opening up into your higher wisdom, your intellect that is informed by your higher consciousness, not from the head and that linear thinking, but from the higher consciousness frequency. And you can even see it. It's kind of like this twirling pipeline going down your chakra line from your crown, and actually began at your soul star chakra, which is above your head, right? And it's just falling down, traveling through the midline of your crown, through the third eye, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, root chakra, and before the root chakra, that sacral plexus, and down past the root chakra, down into the earth, down into the earth star chakra, which lies below your feet, that connects you with Gaia. And you feel kind of this swirling plasma, emerald green energy that is just swirling and swirling, grounding you down into the earth and down into the center of the earth. And for those of you who are starseeds, you're going to be able to quickly do that, dropping down, connecting with the heart center of Gaia. Feeling her energy. feeling her frequency, connecting with the earth. And for some of you, connecting with those versions of yourself that are in inner earth and middle earth, because we do have aspects of ourselves in various levels and planes. So just allow yourself to connect with a deep love, that heart, Gaia's heart at the center of the planet. Connect your heart to her heart right now. Allow yourself to be effused with her energy, with her light, with her consciousness. You might even feel it at the balls of your feet. Her energy as you are grounded into the earth. And allow that now, that effusing of heart energy from Gaia's heart energy, traveling up, 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 back up towards the crust of the earth, through inner and middle earth, up, 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 up into the balls of your feet, into your body, traveling up into your pelvis. It's opening up that field of energy at your pelvis. It's supporting both your root chakra and your sacral plexus chakras, infusing it with grounded power. You might feel kind of your sit bones feel more heavy right now. That grounded Gaia power and her love, her consciousness, allow it to rise up, rising up, rising up, rising up, up and landing into the heart. And as it mixes with the plasma frequency at the heart, it is this divine energy, divine feminine and masculine combined, swirling together in true power and light and cultivation of chi, cultivating of your awareness. And as you're feeling this mix in your heart, it is opening up that power and light at your heart chakra. And there is a new frequency there in your heart. You might even be able to see it, like this little sparkle. It might start off as a pinpoint of light, or it might look like a little spark of light, but it's now growing and growing and growing at the heart center. This is the new energy that you are meant to experience in this Lunar New Year, year of the wood snake, as you open up into your own power of your transformation, shedding your old skin and your new form, and your old form into the new form. Opening up that field at your heart, activating the power of it, opening that field in your heart, activating the power of it now. Opening and opening and opening. It's expanding beyond the heart space, up into all areas of your body, at the tippy top of your head, even into the top hair follicle on your head, into your fingers, down into your pelvis, into your legs, into your toes, radiating out of your feet, your hands, your crown, and all aspects of your being, lit up in your purpose and light, like a Roman candle, radiating massive light out into the world, surrounding the world with this massive light that almost looks like an energetic blanket of light that you are infusing into the world, around the world, with this beautiful light. And it's also radiating into your house right now. And now out into the universe. And now Allow yourself to be in the full, complete surrender to your light, to your power, to the God frequency within you, and saying, yes, I am ready. I am ready for what is next for me. And I openly embrace my power, my light, and all that I am. And allow that to be the truth sinking in into your highest timeline now. Spiraling, spiraling into your being, into the earth, into the universe, grounded. And there's a light language transmission that wishes to come forward. Ara skora ni skora la skola iskona ora balas ishwana skora isola aro balene skona shila oskora hisora hu marana skora shala skona iskana ala para skora shula skora akuna ora skora skushala skusa para li iskona ala la iskora ushala ira rada ola ira manana ira oskana ila ora oskana a para rescosina ora dara gascoda stona pare ora hola iscora hire mara ale ora scola ira ola iscora istona bana na shora ila oscara ira ora an okara hara scoda shilar ai hara ora lina mar oscara bana isco shara aro askara illa ora a ina aina. Allow yourself to receive this transmission of light, this frequency transmission. Allow it to expand you, expand your light, expand your frequency, expand your true divine power within you now. And allow yourself to ground that now in your belly, in your pelvis, in your feet, in the balls of your feet, and into the earth. And allow yourself to be super grounded, directing your energy to the earth, your energy into your feet, feeling super grounded, super light, super clear. There's almost like a clarity in your energy field that is very unlike anything you've experienced before. And notice it. You might even try to hear something, but your field is very clear right now. You might even be able to hear a pinging sound in your field because it's so clear. And when you're ready, come back to your body, come back to the room, come back into your awareness, and gently open your eyes. And just tap in with your energy right now, how you're feeling. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Allow yourself to just really allow it to sink in. My activations work instantly. And then there are other aspects of it that kind of manifest, integrate more fully. You know, sometimes it takes just a few hours. Sometimes it's a few days, sometimes longer, depending on what downloads you specifically received. But just know that it's perfect the way it is unfolding. So, yes. Someone's sharing they're feeling light, they're feeling easy. Anything else that's coming up for you? Hi, Carlita. Good to see you. Happy Lunar New Year to you too. Yes, this is really the truth of our being as light beings incarnated in human form in this lifetime, because we chose to incarnate at this time for a reason. It wasn't just some random thing that happened, right? It's not just some random thing that occurred. You chose to be here, right now. Yes, smiling. You chose to incarnate on planet Earth at this very moment in time because of everything that is going on right now. And because you are meant to be part of the transformative process on planet Earth to up-level the consciousness on this planet, because our planet and Gaia, she is also shedding her old skin. She is also opening into her new form, just like you are. And it is a powerful time to be alive. It is a powerful time to be alive. Embrace all of who you are. And I hope that served you. If you're wanting to know more, then just go ahead and either send me an email. I'll send a link. I'll put up a link in the caption below, and so that we can connect as well. Because if you're wanting some support as a new Earth leader, as a spiritual entrepreneur who is ready to take your work to the next level, and yes, as a spiritual entrepreneur myself, I can help you with strategy. But as we know, when it comes to spiritual entrepreneurship, a lot of it is the energetics of how you show up in the world. A lot of it is what is the mindset, the heart set, the energy field that you are cultivating on a regular basis that creates the physical manifestation of your power on Earth, right? That's really what the work is really about. And yes, if you need some help on, okay, how do I establish my course or bring my course to the next level, or my services and offerings to the next level, then I can help you with that strategy as well, because I've been a spiritual entrepreneur for 15 years now. So I've had a lot of background and experience in that, and also with helping my private clients with achieving that for themselves. So if you're wanting that support and you're ready for that high level of work and support and activation and coaching and mentorship, because my work is high level and so is my offerings, so are my offerings, then go ahead and just click the link below that I'll be including here. And I really hope that we get to work together in a higher way towards your highest embodiment of your power on planet Earth. So with that, thank you so much. Very grateful for you as well. Seeing folks in the comments, appreciating you. Thanks for joining me today. And you can feel free to check out this replay anytime you like. Sometimes people ask me, should I, is it okay for me to watch the activation again or to replay the activation? I recommend it. A lot of times you will get additional information when you re-listen to the activations. So that might be a nice revealing for you. So that said, so much love to you. And now that I broke that ceiling on not doing a YouTube live, and I've now completed my first YouTube live, here's to many more, where I would love to connect with you more deeply here on this platform, because we are opening into a powerful time that is going to expand us and evolve us exponentially. And I'm here for this, and I hope you are too. So much love, light, and power to you.